begin to distribute every single thing that we say that we want. The desires, those good things, that God placed those on the inside of you. They didn't just come from you. Your little nice, eloquent taste didn't just come from you. It didn't. It came from God. All right, y'all, in Matthew 6:25, Amplified. It says, therefore I tell you, stop being worried or anxious, perpetually uneasy, distracted about your life. We are so busy trying to fix our lives. Now understand something, and there's a balance in this thing. Now I'm not saying that you don't do what's necessary. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't, take an assessment of your life, see where you are, what you need to do. Of course you do, and you apply the answer to the problem, right? But I'm talking about where we want to be in full control. I'm talking about where we are going after stuff instead of God. That's right. We have forgotten the assignment. We are personally driven instead of purpose driven. I mean, think about it. Honestly, let's take an assessment. Don't raise your hand. You might want to move. I don't know how you feel about it. Who stays on your mind more? What stays on our mind more a lot of times is our for and no more. We're not concerned about, other people anymore. We're not concerned about somebody that might be homeless or hungry. We're not concerned about somebody that might be sick. We pray for them and we go on our way like, we're not concerned about laboring in the kingdom like we used to be. Because now we're fixated on our own stuff. I got my own stuff I got to deal with. Wait a minute, but don't you understand why I gave you this faith? I gave you this faith so that you can cast out demons. I gave you this faith so you can speak to mountains and they've got to be removed. I gave you this faith so you can help to lift the burdens of those who are heavy burdened. I gave you this faith so you can bring sight to the person that is blind. I gave you this faith so that you can bring forth my word, present the gospel of Jesus Christ to the brokenhearted. I gave you this faith so that you can minister to somebody, the word of God, that they can receive me as Lord. When was the last time we asked somebody, did they know Jesus? Notice I said we. Because we're so busy doing. We're so busy carrying all of our cares. Well, I got problems. Really? Me too. But don't you know that even in the midst of our problems, that God will give answers when we cast our care upon him? Because the Bible says he cares for us. I don't even have to use my faith for my care. Because it's not my responsibility. It's God's responsibility to care for me. It's my responsibility to hear what God has to say and do what he tells me to do. Now, if I fail to do what he tells me to do, then it's on me. That's right. Let me roll back over here. It says, therefore I tell you, stop being worried or anxious, perpetually uneasy, distracted about your life as to what you will eat or what you will drink, or nor about your body as to what you will wear. That's some people's whole day. What am I eating?
Wow.
What am I wearing? Come on, ladies. We spend more time trying to figure out what we're going to eat, where we're going to sleep, what we're going to wear, than we do in the prayer. Just look at the birds of the air. They neither sow seed nor reap the harvest nor gather the crops into barns, and yet your heavenly Father keeps feeding them. It didn't say he just fed them. It says your heavenly Father, he keeps feeding them. You know why? Because they are busy doing their purpose. Oh my God. What is the purpose of the bird? To fly, right? They're doing their purpose. When you are purpose driven, instead of simply being personally driven, everything you need shall be added unto you. I was born in this dispensation of time for a purpose. Why am I here? I wasn't just here to bring forth 2 kids in the world. I'm not just here to marry that handsome man over there. I am here to be a conduit. I am here to be a vessel unto God. I am here to do the work of God who sent me. I am here to preach the gospel, not just from the pulpit, but out of my very life. Right now, you can't tell the Christian from the Christian.
Well,
notice I didn't say the Christian from the world. I said the Christian from the Christian because you got one side of the Christianity where there's nothing but a hate thing. And it's a whole lot of judgment going on.
yeah.
When you forget that you used to be one of them. Oh, don't even get me going with that. We forget where we came from, and we want everybody to push the rush button, and we need them to hurry up and get it together. Well, truth be told, had the internet been available back then, and had videotaping and all of that been available back then, you all now looking at me like I'm crazy.
Thank you, Jesus.
They just can't see what you used to be. Because that's how awesome God is. They can't see any evidence of who you say you used to be. You've got to give the same grace. You've got to give the same time. You've got to extend the same love. What side are we really on? I said I was nuts.
Go ahead. Come on here.
Can't tell the Christian from the Christian. Because we think, you know, I know I'm supposed to call out sin, yeah, but you ain't supposed to lock them up. You're not supposed to, you know, give them a card to hell. That's not like, you're not supposed to have a God complex. God delivered me from it because I was once one of them. I used to have Pharisee thinking. I know I'm not the only one in here that had Pharisee thinking. When you're around Pharisees, guess what happens? You grow up and become a Pharisee. But thank God for deliverance. And that's why he said he came to set the captives free. That's what your faith needs to be for. God, help me to do exactly what you told me to do. Help me to not be afraid to speak your word and do it in love. Let me tell you, and then when I say do it in love, I'm not seeing when people say do stuff in love. I'm trying to, when they say do stuff in love, I think people think that means you got to water something down or no. You know the spirit in which you walk in. You know the real intent of your heart. And if the real intent of your heart is love, then it will come out accordingly. Because even love can sting.
That's right.
Truth be told. How many got kids? How many of you all have had to discipline your kids? But you did it in the spirit of love, right? Did they look at you like they felt like you loved them at that moment? But you did it because you what?
Love them.
Let me keep going. Lord have mercy. Are y'all getting anything? So our Heavenly Father keeps feeding these birds. They not sitting around talking about what we going to eat today. What we going to eat? See, sometimes y'all be running over squirrels and stuff when y'all providing their food. I'm sorry, Mr. Squirrel. But they're not worried about that. They're not worried about what they're going to eat. It's like a baby. All of us started there. You know, you have kids. Your baby is never saying, where do we get my food from? Anybody gonna change me? They never doing that because they know that you are going to give them everything they have need of. They know when they cry that you're going to be able to discern what cry that is. You know, there's a cry for when you're wet.
Yes.
And then there's a cry for when you're, hungry. And then there's a cry for when you're hurting. And you have the ability. God. You have the ability to know what that cry is. God is that same way. There's a cry when we cry out to him. Then in that cry, one person may hear one thing, but God is knowing exactly what it is that we have a cry for. And can I tell you that he provides every time? Says cast your cares on him because he cares for us, but we cast him and we take him back.
Yes.
We do because we feel like we know what to do. All right, let me keep going. This is good to me. He says, are you not worth much more than they? And who of you by worrying can add 1 hour to the length of his life? And why are you worried about clothes? See how the lilies and wildflowers of the field grow. They do not labor, nor do they spin wool to make clothing. Yet I say to you that not even Solomon in all his glory and splendor dressed himself like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which is alive and green today, and tomorrow is cut and thrown as fuel into the furnace, will he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? The interesting thing is this. Will you quote that scripture? Hallelujah. But we worried about all that stuff. And so what we do is we direct our faith there. when our faith needs to be used to help build the kingdom, to help see some things take place in the kingdom. Now I'm going to show you something. Y'all with me? Because y'all don't believe me. I got you. We got to get this faith thing together. Because it's like, okay, I can believe God for this, but can you believe God that you're able to stand and walk out the purposes and the plans that he has for your life? When you're in the grocery store and he puts in your spirit to go and say hi or say something to the person over there squeezing a melon. But because we're so personally driven, well, no, that can't be God, because he knows my personality. You know, I'm shy, I don't want to talk to people. But my life doesn't belong to me anymore. It belongs to God. Does our life really belong to God? No, think about it. Does it really belong to God? Have we really given him the authority to tell us what to do, what to think, how to respond, what to withhold, what to release, where to go, where not to go, what to do, what not to do, even when that doing, is okay, but just because something is okay, it may not be okay for you. James 1:22, you don't have to go there. It says, but prove yourselves doers of the word, actively and continually obeying God's precepts, and not merely listeners who hear the word but fail to internalize its meaning, deluding ourselves. For if anyone only listens to the word without obeying it, he is like a man who looks very careful at his natural face in a mirror. For once he has looked at himself and gone away, he immediately forgets what he looked like. And we're forgetting. We hear the word, but we're not active in the word. We have to go beyond, again, all of these things are important, praising God in the dance, praising God with our voice, all of those things, we got to, we do understand how powerful we are and what we have on the inside of us, but people are dying around us. Woo. Right? People are, it could be somebody sitting right next to you that's bound. Would you be able to discern that they are bound?
My God.
And good. Even if you weren't led to necessarily address them, would you be so kind as to begin to pray for them? Or did I just come for me? Because I'm going through. But when I understand that God got me while I'm on assignment for him.
Come on.
That's so good. See, we can choose to be outside of the guidance of the word, but we can't choose the consequences. We can choose. But our faith is it's not for that. And this is good. This is where I want to get to. I got to hurry up. Matthew 10, this is where I want to get to. All right, so Matthew basically, the Gospel of Matthew basically is giving a summary of what Jesus had done, from teaching, preaching, healing, and why he did it. That's what basically, and the fact that he did it because of compassion. And so Jesus calls his disciples to that same type of ministry, right? And so in Matthew 10, there's a sermon that he begins to give to the disciples. Now, we call ourselves disciples of Christ, right? Amen. Call ourselves believers. So wouldn't it be safe to say the same mandate that he gave them belongs to us, right? And so verse 10 says, Jesus called his 12 disciples to him. He endowed them, and look at this. He endowed them with the authority to heal sickness and disease and to drive demons out of those who were possessed. So I would say it's safe to say, now obviously they didn't have cars and all that, so maybe donkeys or whatever they had. Listen, your faith, you don't need faith for a donkey. You need faith to believe and receive this authority that God has given you to then administer to those who need it, right? And so he endowed them with authority. Somebody say, he endowed me. He endowed me. He endowed us with authority to heal sickness and disease and to drive out demons of those who were possessed. And then verse 2 goes on to name all of them. And then this is where I want to get to. This is Jesus' clear instructions in verse 5. Jesus, this is Jesus speaking. Don't go to the outsiders or to the towns inhabited by Samaritans and people whose Jewish ancestors married Gentiles. Go instead to find and heal the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, preach this message. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, raise the dead, and cleanse those who have leprosy. Drive out demons from the possessed. You receive these gifts freely, so you should give to others freely. Do not take money with you. Say what? Take no thought. Right? Take no thought for what you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep. Now, that doesn't mean you don't do nothing. That means you don't take on that care. Does that make sense? Okay. Goes on to say, says, you receive, so freely you give to them. Do not take money with you. Don't take gold, silver, or even small worthless change. Don't even pack a bag of clothes. Don't take no sandals. Good God. Or a walking stick. Be fed and sheltered by those who show you hospitality. When you enter a town or village, look for someone who is trustworthy and stay at that house as long as you are visiting that town. When you enter his home, greet the household kindly. And if the home is indeed trustworthy, let your blessing of peace rest upon it. If not, keep your blessing to yourself. If someone is inhospitable to you or refuses to listen to your testimony, leave that house or town and shake the dust off your feet. This is the truth. Sodom and Gomorrah, those ancient pits of inhospitality, will fare better on Judgment Day than towns who ignore you tomorrow or next week. Listen, I am sending you out to sheep among wolves. You must be as shrewd as serpents and as innocent as doves. You must be careful. You must be discerning. You must be on your guard. There will be men who will try to hand you over into their own councils and have you flogged in their synagogues. Because of me, naysayers and doubters will try to make an example out of you by trying you before rulers and kings. When this happens, when you are arrested, dragged to court, don't worry about what to say or how to say it. The words you speak should be given to you. They shall be given to you. For at that moment, it will be not you speaking. It will be the Spirit of the Father speaking through you. That's what you need faith for. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his way of doing things. All that other stuff is going to come. God will begin to download strategies and ideas and inventions and things and ways to cause you to increase your income. Do you understand what I'm saying? You'll just be sitting there one day or whatever, and then boom, here you go. And then God will begin to lead and guide you and show you exactly what you need to do to get to your expected end. But I don't need my faith for that. What I need my faith for is that I can do this. I've been anointed to bring the good news. But it's got to be good news to me first. Woo. It's got to be good news to me first. And I'm not saying we got to be spooky or anything like that, but here it is. He gives them the authority. If God gives us something, it has a purpose. Mm-hmm. He didn't give us Holy Spirit just so that he can lead and guide us, even though that is definitely what's necessary. But he empowered us to then begin to help somebody else walk out what we are walking out and we're attempting to walk out. He didn't tell us to bash people, knock people over the head and make them feel bad for something. Listen, you used to be an ex something too. But you're looking at somebody else because they're struggling in their body, but you ain't telling nobody how many different baby daddy. There's just no evidence. I don't know about y'all, but I thank God that the internet came when it did.
I know that's right.
Some of y'all will praise God right now just for that. Because the internet, even though we know it's people, they vicious.
What?
They vicious. And then in the internet, things live on
forever.
That's what my faith is for. God, give me faith to lay hands when you tell me to.
Yes.
Knowing that it's not me. The Bible says there's one that plants, there's one that waters, but God gives the increase. Take the God complex off of yourself. Just do what God is telling you to do. You're either the water or the planter. The planter. I had to correct myself because my husband is taking notes and he's going to get me later.
Planter.
What has God called us to do? Why would he give us this authority? Yes. If we have deduced our relationship with God with, I got to feel something when I come to church on Sunday.
Listen.
What about when you lay hands and the person don't fall out? Falling out is the indication that they got a breakthrough. No, how about manifestation is the indication that they got breakthrough. Some people, can I just tell y'all, can I help y'all tonight? Sometimes people fall out just so you can move on. Because I'm tired. You've been trying to push me down for about 5. Okay, let me.
Oh my God. Tell the truth.
Listen, I've been at this for a long time. Because you know they walking in a fallout expectation. When are we going to want to move past entertainment? I got to feel something. No, how about I know? I know I'm healed. Like I'm past believing it. I know it. Do you understand? And because I know it, when things begin to creep up and try to manifest themselves, I remind myself the same authority that he gave to them, he gave to me. Body, you've got to line up. I don't know when you're going to do it. I don't even know how it's going to happen, but I know it's got to happen because it is in my covenant. I got a blood-brought right to walk out healing and manifestation. I have a blood-brought right to be of sound mind. You don't have to stay crazy all your life. Use your faith to get out of crazy. Use your faith that depression will be broken. Use your faith.
Use your faith to get out of crazy.
It's not hard to get stuff. It's really not. If you just stay diligent, but we jump from stuff to stuff to stuff to stuff to stuff. We're so caught up in you know how stuff look like.
Jesus.
You know, listen. Oh Lord. How many of y'all take selfies? Let me say, come on, tell the truth. Y'all, I know more than y'all. Ooh. So you can't. The Bible says, take heed to thyself.
Yes.
See, if you're not honest with yourself, you can't really get a breakthrough.
Come on.
Because you won't face the fact that you need one. I take selfies. How many of y'all post the first one? We got one person. She don't know about that selfie. She don't know about that selfie. She young. How many of y'all post the second one? Good God. 5th. 10th.
I did, Robin.
20th. You know why? Because it's so important to us. Now, please, you got to have a balance with this. It is so important to us that we appear a certain way.
Yes.
And so we think if I use my faith to get stuff that already has been, promised me, then it's going to make me look like, really? So what I started doing, now, I like a nice, selfie like the next person. But you know what I started doing? I started posting myself with no makeup, where you can see every blemish. You can see me when I went and got my hair done, and I look like Mufasa. My hairstylist, my spiritual daughter, sitting right there. My hair, I'm in the bowl. Because I'm like, I don't want y'all thinking this stuff is, I woke up like this.
Come on.
I don't want y'all thinking that this doesn't require some work. But can I tell you, I don't have to use my faith to look like this? Yeah. All I got to do is put my clothes on. But what I need to do is use my faith to know exactly what to say. God, tell me, what is the thing that this person needs to hear?
Yes.
That's going to cause something to break on their life. I need faith for that. I need faith to love my enemy. Oh, see, y'all be playing. It's easy for you to love your enemies. No, yes it is. Jesus said love your enemies. See, I love my enemies. No, you don't.
Help us.
You love them on one side, and on the other side, let a boulder knock them. Praying that they just go through. You need faith for that.
Come on.
We need faith to love people who we know have mistreated us.
Yes.
You know why? Because we forget that we once were the mistreater.
Come on.
See, if we would just remember when we're not always the victim. One time we were the victimizer.
Yes.
One time we were the liar.
Yes.
One time we were whatever you want to put there. And so when we remember that, and remember what God did, and that we were once brokenhearted, we were once bound, and so when you get free, God wants us to do what? Help somebody else get free. But we're so personal driven. Take us an hour to post a selfie. And then we scooting everything. Wait a minute. Scooting that ain't gonna work because they can see much. I don't want them to see that. I don't want them to see how I really live.
Come on.
Because I just need it to look like. When are we gonna get tired of just looking like it?
Come on.
Looking like we free, but we not. But can I tell you, church, you got to allow people to tell you where they really are without you freaking out.
Yes.
Without you slapping the Bible at them. How about be the word? Jesus is compassionate.
Yes.
Woman caught in adultery. She obviously was caught in adultery. But he wasn't trying to stone her. But why are we trying to stone folk? Kid, you better hurry up. You better do this. Okay, how long did it take you? Not that it has to take that long, but there was grace for you.
Amen.
There's grace for that person.
Amen.
Because at the end of the day, we all got to answer to God. But some people make it their mission, like if a person don't get a breakthrough, like it just does something to them. Like it's gonna take a merit off of their chalkboard. Like, dang, I didn't get that one. That's not gonna be in my. What's your motive?
Come on.
What are we using our faith for? Seek ye first God's way of doing things. How many of us really seek God in the morning, or are we just hurrying off? How many of us, before we came out here tonight, actually spent any time with Him in the Word?
Come on.
Or did we just go to Facebook church? Don't get me wrong, social media, nothing wrong with it. It's a great tool. I have many social media accounts. But there's sometimes I got to unplug because there's too many voices in my head. No, you hear what I'm, like today I posted a couple things and I unplugged because I didn't need no voices competing with the voice of God.
That's it.
Because I'm like, I take this seriously. I'm not perfect. Nobody that stands up here is perfect. The same word that we teach is the same word that we have to live out. Same thing. We just like you face challenges, we face challenges. Truth be told, I feel like oftentimes we might face a little more, because the enemy wants us to cave in and quit. But we all face challenges. How about we try to help each other?
Hallelujah.
How about I use my faith to believe God with you for breakthrough and change?
Yes.
How about I use faith to believe God with you that oppression will come up off of you, even if you don't get an instant manifestation? How about I use my faith for that? Because as I'm preaching the gospel is just not what I'm doing standing here. It is with our lives in your marketplace. All of us are surrounded by people all the time. How many people have we led to the Lord? How are we using social media? I'm telling you, I think some people I'd be like, they must got 2 pages. Because, all right, same person. Was you hacked? You ever want to ask people, was your account hacked? He says, listen, I'm sending you out to be sheep among wolves. That automatically tells you there's going to be resistance. That automatically tells you some people aren't going to want what you have to offer. Let's be the word walking in the earth. Do we hunger and thirst? The Bible says if we hunger and thirst after righteousness, we shall be filled. When we hunger and we thirst, And I get, okay, let me talk to Jesus for a minute. Just act like I'm not standing here. That's hard to do, right? The work of God for us is to live a life of faith. Believing, adhering to, relying on, and trusting Him. That no matter what He tells us to do, everything that God is telling us to do, is for kingdom purposes, even in our own personal lives. You are not apart from the kingdom. Like everything. And so while people are using their faith for stuff, just like this beautiful building that you have, by the way, guys. It's awesome. You should give God some praise for that. It's beautiful. You ain't need faith for this building. What you need is participation. Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Right? Because you can have a whole lot of faith and stuff still don't happen. But when everybody has the same mission in mind, things happen. Truth, right? Day of Pentecost, what happens? Spirit of God fills the place because they were all on one accord. They all had the same mind. If God could just shine a light on our brains right now, and screens of our thoughts would come up, what would we be thinking? I know one thing, she better hurry up, because I gotta go to work in the morning. I mean, I got faith and all that. I don't even understand that. I could stay home. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm tired. I didn't even want to come out here in the first place anyway. But I came because I don't want Pastor Sheretta to say nothing to me. So I came. I don't even feel like all this. Like, I'm tired. I mean, do you know, with the traffic and stuff, and I'm feeling some kind of way about this inauguration and all this stuff that's going on, and I'm just tired. Like, is she gonna wrap it up already? It don't take faith to get this. It takes participation. In order for us to be born again, we had to participate. We had to believe, confess, right? And believe. Every single thing that God wants to manifest in our lives requires our participation. Every single thing. He did not promise that it would be easy. He says, listen, I'm sending y'all like sheep to wolves. Scriptures even talk about trials, tribulation, but we get stuck, we get anxious. What am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep? What am I going to do this? No, cast that on God. Let me do the work of the kingdom. Whatever that looks like, whatever God is telling you to do, let me do the work of the kingdom. Let me fail not to assemble myself. Let me, instead of me complaining about what's not happening in the church, how about you might be the answer? How about I go to Pastor Sheretta and I say, listen, this is the gift. I know you've been taught. This is on vision. It's something God put in your heart, and I have the capacity to do this. How about us not wait until, can I say this and we get ready to go? I'm going to show you, this is how you know, this is a barometer for when we know that it's all about our lives. We just celebrated, let me back up, we just celebrated MLK Day. Don't y'all thank God that he lived his life for the people? Yeah. He did what he did. Y'all, Yes. This one look like this right now. One of many, but he led he led the way and had a family and children, a wife, all of that. But he was sent with a purpose, knowing that he would go like a sheep among wolves, knowing that there would be resistance. We complain about what's happening in in the world today, but what part are we playing?
Come on.
Are we stepping up in the fight? Jesus was a fighter. No, really. He says, I came to put mother against, I came to bring division, not like we think division. But you understand, because he's trying to align stuff. But we don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to be unpleasant. We just want to sit back and complain and be like, oh, people complaining about who our next president is, but they didn't even vote. But you was believing God, like, for real? Faith without works is dead. What was I going to say? Faith without works is dead. It takes participation. It takes us coming together. It takes everybody doing exactly what God has instructed them to do. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Because I said, if you don't tell me again, it wasn't for me to say. This is a barometer, and I'm getting ready to close, for how you can tell when it's just about you. You see a need and you have the capacity to meet it, but you do nothing.
Come on.
You just let the person do it themselves and sit back and enjoy.
Somebody say,
oh, Lord. No, that's real. And I'm just going, oh Lord, see, y'all really, really? You sure about that? Because I'm just saying, I'm just me. See, I said, Lord, I'm not interested in making nobody clap, shout, or nothing. All I want to do is have my ear to your mouth.
Come
and
on.
you tell me what to say. Because sometimes because we're so impressive driven, if y'all didn't clap, that meant I didn't do a good job. Whatever. I did a good job because I did the job.
Come on.
I did what God told me to do. I called, I actually texted our praise and worship leader here, and I said, listen, and you know when rehearsal is or whatever, I said, she was like, no, that's not how it went. That's not true. I said, yeah, was that right? I think that's right. Something similar. Okay, whatever. And I was just basically telling her I was going to come to rehearsal. She was like, wow. I'm coming to sing. Because I have a gift of song. Now, some might say she should have been excited because she sings by herself. No, but she's not the only person with the gift to sing. I ain't looking at none of y'all. Notice I'm looking at the double doors because I ain't scared of none of y'all, but I'm going to say what God told me to say. I'm just using an example. And so her pet peeve, or she's like, oh, but I don't want you to be singing because you need to be doing other stuff. And she went through all that, just, I was like, get your whole life together. Because it's interesting because prior to my son actually saying something to me, it's interesting how God will use somebody who may not be quite as spiritually mature as you. However, if you think you all that in a bag of chips, you won't receive. He had the audacity, and this part she didn't know, I didn't tell her, did I? Tell me all my business. He had the audacity to tell me I'm sitting on my gift. I said, what you say now? But the interesting thing is, my husband didn't know this either. God had already been dealing with me. I said, okay. So I knew that was just him nudging me yet again to say, hey, you obviously either forgot what I said or chose to ignore. We do that, right? Who does that sometimes? Y'all ain't gonna put your hands, see, y'all. You can't get no breakthrough unless you're willing to walk through. So I text her, I said, I'm gonna help out, whatever. Now, mind you, it's not for me to continue, to do perpetually. And I said, why? And he said, because nobody should be comfortable just sitting and watching somebody do something and carry it all by themselves and be okay with it. But because I don't want to. Oh, Lord, something's happening in section 2. Now, granted, and, see, this is the thing. My wants have no place in a need.
Oh, that was good.
If it is a need, and I can feel it, and I'm talking about, well, I'm believing God with you for some singers, and you are singing. And all you do is walk in the building every Sunday. Okay, listen. So I said, reluctant to her, she's not liking it at all. She's sitting there, and she's not liking it. I said, no, I'm going to do this. And, she just really traumatized the pastor. I said, and this is what's going to be interesting. If other people feel the same way you do. Or will they just sit and be like, oh, that's so nice, Pastor is singing. We got 2 people on the praise team now. Praise God. Increase phenomenal growth. Can I tell you, our pastor has declared 2017 as the year of phenomenal growth. But can I tell you that phenomenal growth starts on the inside first? Everything is an inside job. We gotta get out of this comfort, this comfort mindedness. Do I feel like going to rehearsal every week and still doing all this other stuff that I have to do as the co-pastor of the church? Absolutely not. But it is hard for me to see a need. It's hard for me to walk walk in my house and see a thing of dishes and I know I didn't put none in there and I'm just going to keep walking by it. No, how about I stop and put instead of fussing and having a fit, I can't have an expectation where I have not sown anything. You cannot reap a harvest when there has been no seed planted. Use your faith for that. Section 2 is quieted down. I feel like we should be doing this. I feel like we should have this program we're running.
Right.
Well,
Say that.
Present it. Bring the stuff to your pastor. Present it. We need this, pastor. Can we introduce this? Can we have a workshop or what? Bring it instead of waiting. Listen. Our job is simply to preach the gospel and to, lead the vision. But can I tell you, there's no vision without the people.
yes, absolutely.
There's no vision without participation. Your church is a reflection of you.
Ooh, Jesus.
My church is a reflection of us.
Well,
And when I say us, I mean the people as a collective unit. Our families are a reflection of us as a collective unit. What have we allowed to go on too long? What have we played with too long? What have we continued to ignore? Many times we know the answer, but we're so focused on using our faith for cars, booze, jewelry, more money. We want God. We want him to just rain money. We don't want to do nothing. As my daughter would say, nothing. We don't want to do nothing. We want God to do everything. When he says, I've given you power to get.
wow.
Now you go and get it, but as you're led to get it, God will begin to lead and guide you. But I don't need my faith for that. All I got to do is participate with God and do what he's telling me to do. I pulled the trigger on something today. I'm not telling nobody. No, don't text me. Ask me nothing. Nothing. And I knew it was for me to do. And the funny part is, it seems like it's at the most odd time. Like if you look at the circumstances, this ain't the time to be pulling no triggers. Unless you're trying to, But I pulled it because I heard God. So I said, okay, while I'm continuing to fulfill the assignment on my life and doing what God is telling me to do with my life, he's going to provide for the thing that he's telling me to do. I don't even need my faith for this because I know this in the plan, because if he told me to do it, then it's a part of the plan for my life. And here I am and signed up for the praise team and added another task on top of it. But that's what my faith is for. My faith is that I can get up every day and live out this gospel. That's what I need my faith for. I don't even cuss, but I promise you cuss words cross my mind. I do. I can be reading something and there's a cuss word and I'll be like, Father, I repent. Because I read it. Can I tell y'all something real quick and we can go? Y'all feel like we all over the place? Okay, good. Because God had to help me. Ooh, now, okay, Pastor, trust me, okay? Okay, this is big. Okay, so for me, I personally believe that profanity is sinful. I believe that it's not God because it goes against all the wholesome, principles of what we're supposed to, that which is pure, that which is lovely, that which is okay. I just believe it is. I just believe people just run out of things to say, and I don't believe this stuff necessarily comes out by accident. What comes up is what you practice. Anyway, so God began to show me, he said, even though this is, that's my position or whatever, okay, as far as profanity. I'm just using an example. You can have a position on something, but God can have a message in something that's surrounded with trash. And because you're so focused on the trash, that you miss the treasure. And so as soon as I hear a cuss word, it goes off. But some other good stuff can come out of it. Not the curse word, but you understand what's being said. He said you're going to have to learn how to put aside the thing that isn't good and to take that which is good. Because some of you are cutting off stuff because it don't look like, or it's not quite packaged in what you're used to. I mean, if he can cause a donkey to talk, right? I mean, would you be talking to a donkey? I'm just saying, you wouldn't expect that, you know. I mean, a prostitute, she hid the men, right? Imagine if they was like, I'm not staying here, I'm not staying here. This is the harlot. The harlot lives here, I'm not staying here. But they were used. And so we have got to come to a place, and I'm getting ready to close. Getting ready to close. That we understand that people are damaged, but they're still good.
Yes.
Damaged goods, it's still good in it, it's just damaged. And so there's a, you know, as we all mature, as we all grow, as we all allow God to do what he wants to do in our lives, and we use our faith for that, the non-tangible things, we use our faith for that. So now I can listen to Lynette. If it's vulgar, no, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about one or two was, you know, bleeps or whatever, boom. Okay, don't turn it off because you could miss something that, and just think about it. If you're around that person and you keep being light, doesn't light drive out? But darkness, one can't drive the other out. So it's time for us to focus back on the work of God. Do what God is telling us to do. Don't grow weary in well-doing. I know. You know, like, when is this going to happen? I've been waiting for God to do this forever. What if it never happened? Are you going to stop serving God? Have we put the thing that we believe him for over him? Is it a prerequisite for us serving him and loving him?
Come on.
Can we cast it and give it to him and keep our ear in his mouth and continue to do what he's designed us to do in the kingdom? And you're going to look up and the very thing that you believed him for is going to come to pass. And even if it didn't, I serve a God that I'm happy that he won't give me what's not good for me. Because everything I want that looks good may not be good for me. And so I give it to him to decide, okay, is this for me? Is this something that's going to be good for me? If it's not, I don't want it. We got to get back. Heal the brokenhearted. He's given us authority. That authority isn't for a car, a house, and your boo. And that's not what it's for. We got to understand that I've lived. This is temporary. All this temporary. Everybody like, oh my God, this person died. People died that's never died before. You never heard nobody say that? Man, people died that's never died before. Can I tell you we all going to? Nobody wants to. We say we want to see Jesus. Hey, y'all ain't trying to see him right now. I'm not. I want to see him in the earth. I'm going to see him then, but I want to see him manifested in the earth. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, come on, give God some praise. My time is up. Oh, I say give God some praise. Let's use our faith for that which is kingdom. All the other stuff is going to come, I promise you. All you got to do is walk in obedience to God and what he's telling you to do. It's time to shift gears. Because some of us, and it's happened to me too. Yes, Pastor Sheretta. I'm talking about like in this dispensation of time. I'm talking about while I was a pastor. I'm talking about not that long ago. We can go running. We can tell Jesus we chasing after him. But the truth is we chasing after stuff. Careers. There's nothing wrong with a career. But when it begins to supersede what God is telling you to do for the kingdom, when my love shifts and it becomes more about me than it is about obeying God and doing what he had me to do, something is wrong. There's a way that seems right to a man, but it ends and leads in destruction. Just because somebody else may be doing something don't mean you can do it. Amen. Even if it's something that's good.
Amen.
Because everything that's good is God for you. We got to get back to, we've been anointed. What you think the anointing is for? To destroy some yokes. But we don't even have time to deal with people who yoked. So we got to ask God, you know, God, take me back. Just help me to get back to what's important. Yes, my family is my first ministry. Very important. I don't believe God told me to go out here and save the world and lose my own family.
Come on.
Why do I have one? But my family is not my life. There's a purpose. I have a purpose beyond my family. I make sure that they're taken care of. But then, okay, when I'm out, am I praying for people, or all my prayers about me? Am I only praying when something is wrong? Or I want something from God? Or am I praying for other people? Or am I praying on behalf of other people? Am I yielded to God that when he tells me to do something that I would do it, even if it's money, even if it's my time, even if it's going to cost me something? If there's a sacrifice, am I willing to do that? I know when I first got saved, I was gung-ho. I was willing to do everything. That's most people. But then then life happens, and then we start worrying about where we're going to sleep, where we're going to eat, where we're going to do this, where we're going to do that. We get caught up in distractions. I don't let nobody push me into doing nothing anymore than, you know, just because that's your passion, and I understand that that's what God told you to do, but that's not mine.
Come on.
It's time for us to use our faith for that which is intangible.